Tarot is for fun and entertainment purposes only. Full disclaimer in the description box. I'll see you in the video shortly. Enjoy. Well, hello my beautiful stars. I hope you're all well today. As you can hear, the voice is getting back to more normal. Still do have a little bit of a cough now and then, but let's try and get through this without me coughing and spluttering. It is now the 26th of July at 10:20 in the morning. As you can see, and as you would presume by now, I've got the book on the table, and that can only mean one thing. But before we get into today's auto writing, I just want to say thank you to everybody for supporting the channel. And we're only 500 away from reaching 3,000 subscribers. I am still hopeful that we will reach 3,000 by the end of June. But it's been a little bit slow. Part of it is probably because I've not been too consistent and I haven't been on here every single day. But as you can understand, there's a couple of issues that crept in, and then also me being under the weather. Excuse me. So before we go any further, I just wanted to remind everybody that the July newsletter will be out and about over the weekend on Buy Me a Coffee. There will be two versions. There will be the full version for the Buy Me a Coffee members and supporters, and then there will be another version that I'll be loading on the public domain. I will also be seeing how I can load the members only newsletter for members on the YouTube channel. Thank you very much if you're a member. It is much appreciated. Then also, just to get this last little bit out of the way, because I'm being tapped here on the shoulder and I've been told to hurry the bloody well up, is the Shopify shop that is up and running. The little Zorro range is out with there is 5 decorative pillows available now. It is the Fool, and it is the 4 different kings in the tarot deck that is Zorro inspired. So do pop around and have a look at those. And there's also the other little knickknacks. If you can hear some sloshing and stuff going about, the tide is busy rushing out at the moment, and we've got quite a miserable yucky day here in Auckland, and it does not help with the southwesterly blowing at the same time, and that is also pushing the water out. So do excuse the sloshing of water that we do have. There's no washing machine or dishwasher up and running. And that is it from me. And this person has been trying to get hold of me, and I have actually missed an opportunity with regards to what this person wanted to say, but it all just happened when I was not feeling the greatest. So and I have now got no choice but to continue and do this auto writing, and let us begin. I just want to make sure that you all can see clearly here, and I'm just going to take a moment. To pause. I just need to get my connection up and running, because I did break it when I was going into all the other bits and pieces. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, I'm just going to call in the energy. I'm just clearing any residual energy. June 2026. Something has just caught my eye here. 2 and the 6 and the 2 and the 6, which is 8. Which is continuation. And if I add another 6 for the month of June, it's 14, which reduces down to 5, which the shadow side of it is chaos and upheaval, but it's also a transition. I don't know why this has come through, but the area that I still get focused on is the 8. A continuous spiral, infinity. Let's see where we go. And today we are talking to Sir Winston Churchill. You are correct. You missed the message. I was trying to get to people in the UK. It is old news now. Let's move on. You and I both had the opportunity to be in the beautiful Manor House in Durban. Actually, both of them the one on the harbour and the one on the hill. Wow. I just got chills, guys. I'll explain to you guys afterwards what he means with this. I know exactly what he means. You could not believe at first the story about me having stayed in that manor on the hill. It was correct that it was after I escaped imprisonment by the Boers. That manor was the first private home to have had an elevator. What a beautiful thing. How very posh. I never returned to Durban, but I loved visiting my friend Smuts on return trips. You Boers knew how to fight even when we played dirty. What have they done to that beautiful, prosperous, amazing, wealthy, rich country, South Africa? It is such a shame. So much blood spilled, and for what? Greed. 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 Be grateful that there was a peaceful transition in the 90s. But it has become so corrupt. Just like what is happening in the UK and also the United States of America. I'm just going to call it USA, if you're okay with it, just to speed up. We fought them on the beaches, in the sky, and the ocean. And for what? Now the UK people and government are fighting each other. Fight the enemy. The enemy is within. People need to wake up. We fought for the UK, but now it is being invaded by other enemies. Why? It is inconceivable that there has been so many prime ministers, PMs, in such a short time. What a joke. They are all weak. It is not for the people, just themselves. Sorry, please slow down. Please slow down. I can't keep up. Slow down. Look out for your people. That is why they select you. But know that there is outside interference with results. Not just counting, but brain washing people, spinning them false truths. Be careful. You don't want a repeat of that. I'm going to sanitize this. Of that. I'm going to call it the Moustache Man. He was clever, but evil. Just think of the good he could have done. With great power, there is need to govern with clarity and fairness, and not abuse your power. Stop You don't want Ireland to erupt again. So stop the flood of people that don't contribute. You are bankrupting your soul and your bank accounts. The sun never used to set on Britain. Now that is gone. You can become strong again, but look out for our country first. What is going on with the useless United Nations? I'm just going to cue you in. They are supposed to stop the wars and sort out peace, but they sitting on their hands. Look at what is happening in the Middle East. So not needed. The UN must stop it. Kick some countries off Security Council or remove their vote. It is a puppet show. Sorry, do excuse my handwriting. It's him coming through here, and I'm trying to keep up with him. Look at what USSR has done to the neighbor. It is all for greed. That is why the UN was formed, to stop this. Why did we send our sons and daughters to war if this is what they think of the past? the USA is in trouble. They were a powerhouse. Now they are like what the British Isles have become. They are not a world power anymore. They are puppets. USA will just become a regional power. Too much debt, too many wars, and for what? Look only at history. Look what happened to Roman Empire. You cannot keep fighting endless wars and keep getting into debt. Look what happened to the Netherlands. They used to be the strongest and wealthiest trade in the world. Don't think you are kind to let people into a country that don't contribute. We took in the Russian families when they toppled the Tsar, but those people worked and built something. They did not live on handouts. Let the lessons of the Tsar be a lesson. You must and can never trust the Russians. Look what they did after WW2. Traitors. Don't let the UK become like that. People must have a voice. People must have safety and freedom. History and tradition is so very, very important. I served under 2 queens. They are the best. Elizabeth was such a strength to the empire. I know there's no longer an empire, but that's just him talking in the way he's talking, the way he's describing things. But know that what the royal family is going through will pass, as did the abdication. Sometimes you need to be shocked to realize what you can lose. The royal family is stronger than you think. It is just scandals and 15-minute headlines. Start focusing on the great they do. Stop reporting on the ones that have failed them. My people, fight them at the ballot box. Learn to really listen before you make your mark. There are many snake oil salesmen around. You have eyes and ears. Listen, look, learn. Forget about looking pretty on those small TV things you have. You must use them to get the truth out. Light up those screens with the truth. Stop hiding behind false things. Become tough. Be tough. Be true to yourself, no matter where in the world you are. Remember what we fought for. We did it for freedom and prosperity, and not living oppressed lives. Fight like the Boers. They knew how to stand together. And he's gone. Sure, that was intense. So I just need to excuse me a second. I don't know if you guys got any of that. I can barely make out what I've scribbled down on the page here. And he was going so fast and rapid. And what an intense man. It's very powerful though. And I do know in the beginning he referred to two places that I have been in while I was in South Africa. The one place on the hill that he refers to, and I'll try and see if I can find photos of it and post it here, was the most beautiful manor house that was built on a ridge that overlooked the whole of Durban and the Durban harbour. And if I remember correctly, it was built by a sugar baron. And Winston Churchill stayed there just after he escaped. And I always thought there was like, nah, about the story. Because a friend of mine actually lived in the property, but it was later on converted into different apartments. But he had the whole bottom floor of what used to be the ground floor. And where the garages were is where the coach house used to go and the stables used to go through. And some of the stables, if I remember correctly, have also been converted into apartments. And then the second place I think he was referring to is the old Durban Club, which was on the Esplanade near the harbour. And that has later on become a venue and a functions place, and I did many functions there, many venues there. I attended things there. Absolutely beautiful building. I'll see if I can also find photos of that. And that's obviously what he's referred to right in the beginning when he said something that, yes, it's true. And yes, and I do recall the story being told about the elevator that was put in, and it was like such a hyper-light scenario with that elevator that was installed. But much of the rest I can't really remember. And why I sort of did that is I know I made a mental note to say that I will get back to it, and I'll explain that to all of you. And yeah, well, let me know in the comments what you think. I'll have to rewatch this and see what was said here. But I do know he has been trying to get hold of me, and I did scribble down, here's a little note, I scribbled down some stuff as he was coming through some time ago, but I never got down to sitting down. And as you can see here on my notes, one of the things that he was trying to get through to me was something about Starmer being a joke. And there was something about Ireland as well. And then you can see the mansion in Durban. And that's sort of what I just jotted down. And then I got sick. And obviously he was trying to tell me something about stuff. And that's why I think he mentioned something about it's old news now or something. But I'll have to watch this back. And sure. What an intense man. I just couldn't keep up with him. Well, I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye-bye.